Welcome back to Nostalgia vs. Reality, where I play the games that defined my childhood, whether they've held up or not. Today we're looking at Tetris Plus, developed by Natsume and published by Jaleco in 1996. Tetris is what I would refer to as an eternal game. There are always new versions coming out, and for that reason I think everyone has their first Tetris game, the one they remember the most fondly because it was the first time they ever played Tetris. For me, that game was Tetris Plus for the Game Boy and PlayStation. When I got my first Game Boy, I got Tetris Plus with it, and after draining the AA's on my Game Boy over and over again playing it, I ended up getting it for the PlayStation as well, so I'll be looking at both of those versions today. Like any Tetris game, Tetris Plus has one mode that is simply traditional Tetris. Put the blocks in the holes, make lines. This game did come before the change to the formula that allowed you to endlessly spin pieces to fit them in place, but other than that and the lack of a drop button, nothing really distinguishes this from what we would consider modern Tetris. The interesting part of Tetris Plus is puzzle mode. This mode requires you to pass every level by figuring out a way to get an AI character known as the Professor to the bottom of the stage, without letting him get crushed by the ever-lowering metal teeth of death at the top of the screen. Well, this mode adds a puzzle-like element to Tetris that had never really existed before and has not really existed since. I always found myself gravitating back to traditional Tetris. The puzzle mode simply doesn't have the same satisfying score chase of the traditional game, and a limited number of available puzzles means that you eventually just finish the mode completely. Even the inclusion of a robust level editor does little to prolong the puzzle mode's appeal. It's a very well-made feature, but with a limited number of save slots and no real ability to share those levels with other people, it becomes boring quickly. In addition, the PlayStation version of the game seems to have been directly ported from an earlier arcade version. The screen is split the entire time you're playing, whether or not a second player has joined, even though all a second player can do, unless you're in versus mode, is simply play alongside you. This feature would have allowed arcade operators to have two people playing on one machine at a time, without requiring competitive play, and therefore get more money out of the machine. But it makes absolutely no sense in a home console version of the game, and only serves to annoy. What impressed me the most about going back to both the PlayStation and Game Boy versions, though, is the seamless Game Boy port. At the time, I didn't think much of it because I hardly ever bought games on multiple platforms, but having a one-to-one port between Game Boy and home consoles was relatively rare. Sure, the music is of a lower quality and it's in black and white, but every mode is accounted for and it plays exactly the same. Does Tetris Plus rank among my top Tetris games today? Absolutely not. It doesn't even come close. But as the first Tetris game I ever played, it will always have a special place in my heart.